Hey, Warpugs. So, this is a new artist in this series, okay? This is ShiQing47. I'm hoping I said that right, okay? Now, this is the Underworld Animatic. I mean, this is the Epic Animatic. I'm an idiot. This me and English, we don't get along, okay? So, this is the next chapter in that series. I have been looking forward to keeping on going with this, and it's actually a fight day to day for me to you know, only... you know, just kind of space it out a little bit. It's like, it's a fight, believe me, because every single time I get ready to sit down and record, the first thought in my head is, when is the last time I did something from Epic? So, guys, take pity on your poor old man. Help me. Anyhow, so this is by a completely different artist than before. Now, I do know that some of you guys have preferences, and maybe later on I can go back and check out ones that I've seen before, but for right now, I'm sticking with the playlist that I have. The playlist I'm actually going to put in the description is in the description down below. So, if you're wondering what playlist I'm going off of, because some of you have asked, please just check that out. It is actually the, let's see, Low Tier Cruisers playlist for this. Like, the next one is by Zamina Zatzel, GG, Zamina Zatzel, GG, Riley G, and Neil Illustrator for Thunderbringer. So, those are the ones I'm looking at in the future. But, let's get right into this. I'm ready to go. Let's go.
Friends! Cersei's instructions were clear. No matter what we hear, full speed ahead until we find the prophet. My comrades, this land confuses your mind. So no matter who we find, full speed ahead until we find the prophet. Good.
Oh.
All I hear are screams. Every time I dare to close my eyes, I no longer dream. Only nightmares of those who died. Nothing's what it seems. Nothing's what it seems. And here in the underworld, the past seems close behind. This land confuses your mind. When does a man become a monster?
Oh, I love that.
558 men who died under your command. Captain, 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 why would you let the Cyclops live when ruthlessness is mercy? All I hear are screams. Every time I dare to close my eyes, I no longer dream. Only nightmares of those who die. Nothing's what it seems. Nothing's what it seems. But in the underworld, the past seems close behind. I keep thinking of the infant from that night. I keep thinking of the infant from that night.
This life is amazing when you greet it with open arms. Whatever we face, we'll be fine if we're leading from the heart. No matter the place where we can light up the world, here's how to start. Greet the world with open arms. Greet the world with open arms.
Apologies. That voice. It can't be. Mom?
Odysseus, when you come home, I'll be waiting. Even if you're the last thing I see, I'll be
I'm right here, Mom. Can't you see? I'm waiting.
Bye, Mom.
Your past is always close behind. Down in the underworld.
Oh my god, this is probably this ain't there ain't probably about it. This is one of the most impactful ones to me personally. This is one that really hits me hard. This one hits. This one really hits. Give me a few seconds because yeah, that caught me completely off guard. That pretty much revealed to Odysseus that his mother is gone. One thing that plagues you as you get older is decisions you've made. The regrets that you may have that you might not even think about. There are things that only come to you in the night when you're on the verge of sleep, and there are things that come back to bother you. I try to live my life where I have a positive impact. I do the best I can not to. If there's a negative impact to somebody, I hope, I don't hope, but if my actions are going to cause a negative impact, I do not want them to affect others negatively. That's the way I kind of live my life, because the last thing that you want is regrets. And that is the Underworld, quite simply put, is it's two things. Now, I've heard people talk about the Underworld in terms of a mythological place. I've also heard people talk to it as a psychological place. And Odysseus is going to the actual Underworld, but at the same time, he's going through all the conditions of somebody that's actually in that psychological place, where they are buried by the regrets that they suppress throughout the day, and they haven't come to grips with. If you've ever been in that psychological state, you know perfectly well what I'm talking about. Back before I way before I started this channel, I had an extended stay in the Underworld, and it was not a good place. There were specific people that put me there mentally, and for me, it's hard to forgive those people, honestly, but at the same time, I don't let people have control over my life nearly to that extent as I used to. But you're hounded by legitimately everything that you've ever done. Every single one of these faces could be construed to some mistake that was made in the past. A mistake that was done. A mistake that, led to something, an ill-desired result. And for me, I wasn't really sure where the artist was going at first, up until the point where this got hit here. I was kind of curious as to where the artist was going, up until this point here, when the dead started to rise, and in combination with the music, that's the first place that my mind flew to. But when it got to here, this killed me inside. This is the sum of my worst fears. This was the sum of every single fear that I had when I was in the military. And the lyrics encapsulate it perfectly, because I'll put it to you like this. I had a friend of mine lose a parent very recently, and I worried about this nonstop. Anytime I had a quiet moment when I was in the military, and anytime I've had a quiet moment living where I do now, I'm within range of my parents now. I'm within range. Thank you, everyone who has subscribed to this channel, who has just watched a video, because I am now in range of my parents for the first time in quite a long time. If I need to, I can get down there. But for a long time, I was not able to get down there. There's something, and my mother is one of the most important people in my life, and this crushed like the last vestiges of anything I had, and I don't care if it showed, because this hurt on a very fundamental level. For most of my adult life, I have been away from where she is, but part of me resides with her, and it always will. I'm gonna pause this for a second, and if I don't get myself under wraps, there have been times I've been stuck 1,800 miles away from my mother, and my father would call me and tell me she was in the hospital for whatever reason, and you go outside and you just stare. Helplessness does not have, there's no way to explain the feeling of helplessness to somebody. There's no way to truly explain that sensation to somebody, because it's not an emotion, it's a sensation. I don't care what anybody says. You don't understand it. You can't explain it to people. You can't have them understand until you've actually been in that situation. You just can't explain it to people. True, because you're furious, you don't know what to do, there's nothing for you to do. I love, there's something else I really, really enjoyed about this here. Let me bring it back here just a little bit. I love the return of this character, and this particular scene right here was great. This choice by the artist was great. The showing of the bandana, because this character wore a bandana before they were killed by the Cyclops. All right. I think I need to call it here because whew, wow, I didn't expect to get hit this hard. First things first. This one murdered me. Do you know when I was deployed overseas, I was in a war zone, and my mother, when I would pull, now I'm in a war zone, okay, and when I pulled into a port to go out and have fun on Liberty, my mother still wanted me to call her to let her know I got back to the boat safe. It was like, Mom, you realize I'm in a war zone, right? Well, I would sleep better at night knowing that you... Okay, fine, whatever. So, it was the dumbest thing. I'd call my mama and let her know, hey, I'm in Spain. I'm going off the boat. I'll see you later. She's funny like that, but I love her. Warpugs, all the links are going to be in the description down below. This really, really hit me hard. ShiQing47. Oh, and one other thing that I noticed about the artist's interpretation that I really, really kind of... I like the license in that. The armor is very, very different than normal, but I like it. In any case, I'm shutting up, Warpugs. I'm going to go now. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and I will catch you guys next time. This one was really good.